And I highly encourage you to go after what it is you're looking for, and to follow my path. And a lot of people think that they should be doing what their parents tell them to do. And that's really, really sad because the parents aren't living your life, you're living your life. Parents, society, even friends and other family members, they might be well-meaning, but it's your life, it's not theirs. And so you need to follow your path. And you know, if your parents were very professionals, maybe they were doctors and they want you to be a doctor as well. So you know, you feel like I have to be a doctor. That's the only way I'm going to be respected. That's the only way my parents are going to love me. And this will also give me status. And you end up being a doctor, and you just feel it's not like it's not a good. It is, you know, it's probably very rewarding, but if it's not what you really want to do, then it's not going to feel right, and you're going to go through your life, you know, doing something that, you know, you're probably going to regret at the end of your life. Yeah, you don't go after something just because it's going to get you more money. And so, you know, when you really think about it, you know, you think about the money, it's like, okay, you know, like my parents want me to be a doctor, and society, you know, thinks a doctor is better, you know, than a waiter. I don't know how, you know, there's no better, no worse, you know, it's just, you know, we need everything in our society that we have. And what you want to be is a waiter, and that's what you really feel like you want to be, but you don't feel like it's very, you know, like it doesn't have very much status. But if that's really what you want to be, is a waiter, you are going to be a damn good one, or likely to be a damn good one. And so then you'll probably get the job in the high-end restaurant, and your tips will be, you know, out of this world. And so you'll be able to support yourself and probably support a family as well. So you won't have to worry about that. Um, it's much better to get the job that you feel happy with and you feel good about, than one that you don't like, and that gives you probably a lot of stress and a lot of anguish, and just to make your parents happy, or just to make society happy, or just to somehow give you this feeling that this is my identity, you know, like this is a better identity to have. Really go after what you want. This is part of being authentic, and that is a big part of wellness. But I honestly think that today's parents are better at letting their children follow their dreams than back when I was young. Yeah, it's you're going to be better at the job that you really want to do. And you know, you might think that you are too old now to follow your passion. Well, this doesn't relate to me, because you know, I'm 60 or I'm 50. Okay, well, I'm 57 and I'm starting this, and I don't know where it's going, but anyway, I'm gonna try to start it. And I don't feel like that is unrealistic. You're never too old. I remember back like about 15 years ago or 20 years ago on America's Got Talent, there was this 75-year-old lady. She called herself Grandma Lee, and she was a comedian. And she was hilarious. She was absolutely hilarious. And she made it to the final. She didn't win in the end, but she was really close. She made it, like, I don't know what her place was, but she definitely made it to the finals. And she said to the world, um, she said that she was, I think, 65 when she finally realized what she wanted to do with her life, and that was to be a comedian. And she would come up with the comebacks, you know, and everybody just loved her. And so, you know, like, she's following her passion, and she wasn't afraid, you know, at an old age to do something that she's never done before. Yeah, and you might be worried about the money, but remember, money does follow passion most of the time. Like the money will come. And the key is to try to do something that you'd be happy to do for free. If you think, it's like, okay, I'm going to try to do this. Would I do it for free? And if the answer is yes, it's like, like this is fun, then yeah, it's probably something that you're very passionate about, and it's something that you might want to pursue. If there's an income, at least potential in it. Because then all the hours and all the time and all the energy and it won't feel like work to you, and the time will just fly by. And then, the money will come in because you'll be spending more time in it than you realize it, and you'll be able to reap the rewards. You'll just find that you're spending more and more time with it. Now, if you are currently going to university, or you have children going to university, that think to yourself, if you are going to university, do I like my courses? Is this interesting? Can I see myself being passionate about what I'm going to do after school by using this? Or am I doing this because somebody else wants me to? And if you are the parent of the child, are you pushing your kids? Are you like kind of like maybe you don't even know you're doing it, pushing them in a certain path, just because like it's well-meaning. You want them to be successful after school, of course. You want them to be financially independent, and you want them to be happy, and you want them to have the success after graduation. Of course, that's important, but the path belongs to the person following it. It doesn't belong to the parents. It doesn't belong to the siblings. It doesn't belong to the friends. It doesn't belong to society. Your path is your path. And if you are a parent, you got to realize, when your kids are in university, or they might decide even if they don't want to go to university. Now, that might be kind of hard because, you might have a child in high school who is doing really well and says, I don't want to go to university. I don't like school. You might be doing well in it, but if they want to follow a different path, just as long as they are doing something, just sitting on the couch and watching TV all day is not a path. But if there is something that really resonates with them, then by all means, let them follow that path. And if you feel like, well, but my son is smart enough to be a lawyer, and I know he'd be a really good lawyer, and so I'm pushing him in that kind of direction. I know it's gonna work out well, but he says he wants to be an actor, and there's so much uncertainty there. You might not end up being an actor. It might, just flop. Yes, but if it does, it does. You could pick yourself up and start over. There's nothing wrong with doing that. But unless you try, you're not going to know, right? And so, it's all about living and following that path. And what is your feeling toward that path that you are on right now? So we're all on some kind of path. And how do you feel about it? And if you feel that you're not quite in line with that path, well, do everything you can to get in line. Maybe you are in a job where it's okay, but you kind of want to go into a different department or a different part, be involved in different projects maybe in your job. Okay, well, if it's possible, then maybe talk to the right people who can get you in that, rather than just kind of suffer and do something that maybe you don't, you would rather be doing something else. It doesn't hurt to try. It doesn't hurt to at least make that known. Yeah, there's at any point in our life we can alter our path. and don't put it off. And a lot of people will say, well, I was, like I was thinking about starting a YouTube channel, for example, but like I'm in my nice little job right now, and I don't want to be taking the time, and it's hard to manage, my doing the channel and manage work and kids and pets and all the rest of it. And so I'm just gonna put it off and put it off and put it off. And don't put it off too much. If there is something that you want to pursue, really start to think, you might be able to make the first step, do the research on what it takes to start that path. Because time goes so quickly, right? I can't believe that I was at the medical weight clinic for, like 6 years, and, that time went by so quickly. And, every day that goes by and you're thinking, well, maybe I want to do something else. Maybe I want to do something else. And you just keep putting it off. Don't put it off any longer. Today is the day to start thinking and pursuing a different path, if that's what you want to do. For those of you who are on the right path and you feel like, hey, I am doing what I was meant to do, I admire you. I really do. And that is really good. And the path, it doesn't necessarily just extend to your work, to your career. The path, and your passion extends also to the people who you associate with, your friends, your clubs, and whatever else that you're involved in. Um, if if that doesn't resonate, then maybe it's time to make a shift there. Yeah, because a lot of people choose friends or even a partner who might look good on their arm, or who might have look good, have the money, and stuff like that. But if it's not, if it's not sitting well with you, then you have to be honest about that. So right now, I'm just taking this plunge. I have no idea where it's going. And yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared this is going to fail. And how am I going to feel when it does? But if it does, then I just pick myself up and keep going. I'm afraid that I might have, 0 subscribers and 50 comments saying this channel blows. How is that going to affect me? I have to be ready for that. I have to be able to pick myself up. Now it's going to be kind of hard, but that's what I'm going to have to do. At least I tried. I have to tell myself, give myself a pat in the back, and hey, I tried. But I am excited about this, and I hope that it becomes successful. And I'm hope it becomes successful in how it helps other people with their lives, because I'm going to share certain things about my life, and certain things about the stuff that I've learned. And if you can get tidbits of information from it and become inspired by it, then that is absolutely wonderful. That is what I care about. But as far as this channel, I don't know if it's a little thing or a big thing. It doesn't matter. It's my thing. And that's all I have to say. Um, and I would love to hear other people say that. And so I'm going to end this by saying, please follow your passion.